Hello, my fans of Phantasm. I'm coming to you from within Phantasm Comics, and the shop is closed down now. I twirled in instead of doing the classic camera twirl, just mixing everything up here today. I'm actually in the video this time, and we have yet again another stack of mail to go through for you guys to see what I've been purchasing, which is always fun stuff, I think. So stay tuned, everybody, because we got stacks of mail, and it hasn't stopped since the last video. We've gotten mail this week. Posted the video last week, had some great reactions to it, even some shout outs for some new fans of fanzines out there. That's super cool. I'm glad to hear people are enjoying the fanzine content. There's definitely some in here, so stay tuned for all of that. AC is off, so there's no background sound, which means I'm going to get hot in here. And it's not just the material. It's the air. It's going to get warm. I'm going to get warm, and it's going to be moist, and we're all going to enjoy this mail together, and that's that. So stay tuned, everybody. All right, well, let's start with the stack of envelopes we have here. Again, I'm not really sure what we got coming in, so just for the sake of time, I open the package without looking at it. So let's see what we got here. 2 fanzines, it looks like. This is Comic and Crypt number 5. How about that? Adkins and Russell on the cover. Let's see what we're dealing with here. This looks pretty cool. You have Edgar Allan Poe, Strange Infantino. Looks like an Infantino, Kirby and Infantino. Let's see, what was this? Whoa, look at that piece by Vincent Narcasano. Very cool. Look at that last page. Love it. Kirby on the back. Super cool. From 1971 on the Comic and Crypt issue number 5. And here's issue number 6, Comic and Crypt. Very cool. Background, look at that. Neil Adams interview on page 2. Lots of similar great content. Who knows what sort of art is in here. Look at this. Inside King Kong. Is this the movie or the book? The movie. Maybe, So, very happy with that. First, there we go. Get in there. Let's see. What are you? All right. There. Flappy there. And what is this? Like this? So like jigsaw puzzles to get into. It's so difficult. Oh yeah, look at this. This is scary. Look at this. All right, what do we have here? What are we looking at? What do we got? What are you? This is the Fandom Trader. So we have Bruce Jensen, 1977, the 4th issue. You know, stuff like this. Super excited. The Philosophical Fanzine, Glorm. Let's see, attention to all fandom traders. So it's a pretty, let's say, pretty amateur style fanzine. Glad to have it in the collection now. Definitely check it out. So Fandom Trader BS Comics. There you go. Okay, I open this just a little bit to see what we got. This one is so beat, but the price made it affordable. Or the condition made it affordable, so I grabbed it. Godzilla, the Dark Horse portfolio. I snag these portfolios whenever I can. One, if you separate them out, they make for great individual wall art, or just easy to sell in the store wall art. Put them in 11 by 17 top loader, 20 bucks a piece on them, 10 bucks a piece on them. I don't know, whatever the price you got them for that you feel, you know, comfortable splitting them up at, great. Or you can just hold on to them, put them in a portfolio, do whatever you want with them. But just great Godzilla art. Bill Ray. just fun stuff here. So this one's pretty desirable, you know. Godzilla portfolios. They really don't do portfolios too much anymore, but that was quite the thing. And there's a lot of portfolios. If you're looking for them on eBay, search portfolio, put in a year and a publisher, and you'll get some really cool stuff. So check those out when you're searching on eBay. Portfolios, year, publisher, see what you get. Okay, so we got another one coming in from our friends at Collectible Science Fiction. Look for them on Instagram. Let's see, a kingdom lost for a drop of honey and other Burmese folk tales. There you go, everybody. So I love mythology. I mean, I own a comic book shop, so I love American mythology, which is you know, in modern mythology, which I believe is comic books, and just reading older mythology too. I think is really fun, and also from different parts of the world, and seeing similarities, even though they're from different areas in the world, and also just different crazy stories, you know, that only the Burmese people could come up with or something. I have no idea. I've never read this before. I've never seen it, but Collectible Science Fiction had it, so I had to snag it, and it'll go on the shelf, and I'll enjoy it someday in my life. So there we go. Let's see what's next. This one looks like it's from Short Box, so let's see if this was a personal purchase, or were you definitely a personal purchase? So here's another one, a 6.5 of Showcase 56 from 1965. And what's the significance here? This is the first Silver Age appearance of Psycho Pirate. So if anyone, no one really knows that I buy Psycho Pirate, but I do. And it's popping up more in videos now, so now you see in posts, I'll buy Psycho Pirate. I love this cover for some stupid reason. One, the look of it. I like the green in the background. And this was sort of the DC green for a little bit too. So there's other covers that look like this in the background, which is kind of nice if you put them all together on the wall. And this character is just ridiculous. I love Psycho Pirate. So I'm going on them. I'm like, you know what? I just need a book that I'm going to just keep buying. And then I'll have one of those photos that everyone shares out where it's like down the staircase and there's like 20 or 30 copies of one similar book. This will be mine. So there we go. Glad to have it. And it looks super cool too. It looks very nice. It presents well in the CGC. So very nice. There you go. Psycho Pirate. Alright, so I got this one open. It was a Pandora's box of packing material, but we did it. We got in there. We're down to the center. And what are you? Oh yeah. I don't know. The Star Wars spec isn't happening like it used to. But I went on this one. I saw it for a decent deal, and I kind of like this book. So it's the Overstreet's Fan Magazine. This was coming out back in the mid-90s. So this is issue 5 from October 95. And look at that. Pretty decent copy, too. Maybe if it got a press, it would be sort of high grade, but right now it's just in the PC collection. I don't think I'm going to grade it, but it's just really cool to have with the Thrawn on the cover and throwback Dark Horse comic stuff. And what is this beauty of a comic book? Sai the Sorcerer. Why did I buy this? Because it looks awesome. I have no idea, but look at this. Look at the sheen on this one. Look at this background. I don't know if you guys can even see this here, but looks really nice. Simmons. Is this early? Who is this? It's a Simmons cover. Just like crazy cool looking art. I have no idea what this is. What's the title? What's the year? Where is it from? Galumph? In theory, Galumph is a magazine of humor, satire, and commentary. There you go. From this is volume 10, number 2, 1973. Galumph. So there you go. I just love this silver sheen. Is that even coming off there? But yeah, that's super cool. We got something else here. Let's see what this is. Some oversized magazine stuff. Color Your Dreams. Wonderful. Illustrators. This is a portfolio magazine art piece thing. Color Your Dreams, 1972. Published by Robert Lewis and Joel Pollack. there you go. Permission granted by Edgar Rice Burroughs estate, possibly? I'm not sure. But look at this. Just great sort of fanzine stuff. I don't even know. What are we showing off here? Is that Edgar Rice Burroughs? Or is that, I'm not sure. Is Bernie Wrightson involved? I don't know why I picked this up, but illustrators in order of appearance: Jeff Jones, Howard Chaykin, Bernie Wrightson. I mean, that's a list right there. That would be amazing. But Mike Kaluta, who else? Dave Cockrum, Walt Simonson. So it's an awesome piece. Can't wait to sit down and enjoy this one. That's super cool. And this, I mean, my goodness. New English Library, Times Mirror, Dracula. Just look at the graphics on that. That is super cool. Really like this one. Not sure. Volume 1, number 12. Welcome to Dracula. 1972. Look at this first page spread. Isn't that awesome? And, yeah, this is super European, this style and artwork. It's really nice, the oversized artwork. Just super cool. Love the colors, too. So, I have no idea. I must have seen them on eBay. This is all from eBay, of course. So, very nice. All right, let's move on. Got some. All right, gave it the pre-cut, so we are packing peanuts! Alright, we got it out. Let's see here. We're going to do a little slice and dice. Packing peanuts were not enough. Painter's tape. Now more painter's tape. It's just like, I want the comic. What is it? Is it a spec book? Oh, this is super cool. Look at that. How about that? First of all, I thought it was New Avengers. But no, this is the, this was I don't think this was too, I don't think this was cheap. I gotta look up what I paid for this, but, Catman Collector. Love this cover. Reprinting 2 exciting Golden Age adventures. So, I wanted to get a chance to, check these issues out and see what it was all about. And there's a little piece about the publishers in there. So, again, found this on Instagram. Just some commentary to go along with it. This feels very modern. I'm not sure if these are in the public domain at this point or not. I'm not sure if this is official or not. So who knows? But can't wait to sit down and read that. Such a giant box for that. Like, what was? All right, let's take this one down. See what this is all about. Oh, that last box book was from Death to Hemingway, so we'll just put that out there. Thank you for that. All right, I was like, what is this? Because I could clearly see the Maxwell box from the outside, so I knew that it was not an original VHS tape cover. I was like, why did I buy these? I was like, these are Lucha Libre. I was just looking for some funky stuff to play on the player here in the shop. So we have Lucha Libre from the early 2000s. It's a 3-tape set, and hopefully everyone enjoys this on the TV in the shop. Now there's another box here. I'm not sure if this is more VHS or what. Okay, so just to save some time, that package had multiple packages within it, so I opened everything up, and here's what we got. It was definitely a movie fans collection of stuff that they were selling, from the Lucha Libres to the Asian Trash Cinema magazines. Now these, when I see them, I pick them up if I don't have them already. Some of these are doubles for me, so I will be putting them out in the store. Some of them are not. Asian Trash Cinema is a fantastic magazine. All these magazines that I'm about to show, I have discovered so many movies through them. Stuff that's not out here, stuff that you can only find on YouTube or something. And I have no idea what this is, but the Blind Dead films of Armando de Osorio, I'm all about it. Can't wait to read this. The Blind Dead is one of my favorite zombie series, so check that out if you haven't. And then, of course, there's European Trash Cinema, which is another fantastic magazine. All of these are tough to come by. I don't see them often. You know, you don't find them in your regular comic shop, or, you know, there used to be, like, you know, there used to be shops that had all sorts of stuff on the shelves, from comic books to magazines to paperbacks, but not so much anymore. So European Trash Cinema, I don't know if we'll get flagged, but there's a very wild cover on this one. And this one, I have this one actually. I had taken my wife to the hospital for a treatment, and grabbed a few magazines to take with me to read while she was sitting in the chair for a while. And I pulled this one out, and I just got to reading, and she looks over and she says, "What the heck are you reading at the hospital?" And I was like, "What? It's European Trash Cinema." And she's like, "Look at the back of your magazine." And I was like, "Oh. Well, I can't help it. I can't help that these magazines are so, you know, salacious. I'm not checking out the back cover. I'm just looking at the front." And Image Movies, Imagi-Movies. I have a lot of Cinemagic. I don't have many of these, so I picked this up. All very cool. This one has an Ultraman feature, Fantasia. Super cool. Is that about the film festival? I'm not sure. So that is what was in this package. Love this sort of magazines. Love reading about old movies and horror stuff. If you know me, that's what we named the shop after. So super cool. Glad to add those to my collection. Okay, so let's see what this one is. Started opening this up a little bit so we could save some time. This was a purchase prompted by my viewing of Soul of the Dragon, the Batman animated movie that came out like a year or two ago. It was a kung fu Batman animation. I was like, what? Why didn't I know about this before? Michael Jai White is in it. James Hong and Mark Dacascos. I'm like, this is outrageous. I should have. I wish I knew about it sooner, but I was only 2 years late, so that's not too bad. But I really enjoyed the characters that were portrayed in that, so I was like, let me get this. This 9.6 was a pretty affordable one, so I picked it up. And who knows, maybe a crack and press and redo. Who knows where this could go? But I fell in love with that movie and the characters in it and their portrayal and everything else. So if you're into kung fu, if you like that sort of stuff, and you like Batman, check that movie out. Soul of the Dragons on HBO Max. Alright, we got another box of books here. This is from Time Traveler Books on Instagram, or TT Books. I forget what the handle is, but we can tag them. What do we got here? Women of Wonder, the classic years, science fiction by women from the 1940s to the 1970s. So that sounds interesting. Love a different perspective on stuff, always do. So I'll check that out eventually. Fantastic artwork on the cover. Harvest Original. Very cool. Jeff Noon's Pollen. This is a sequel that supposedly surpasses the original. There you go. So I'll check this one out. Time Traveler Books runs these $5 hardcover sales, which is fantastic. You know, you gotta check them out on Instagram. It'll be like a quick burst of books that just get posted for $5. I mean, hardcovers, first prints most of the time. So I always go on them, or I'll give them a try at least. This Vampires book looked fantastic. Great artwork too. So I had to pick that up. Steve Jones edited that one. Dead Boys. Check that out. Just a bunch of different horror novels. That's what's in here. Horror, fantasy. Tad Williams, Caliber Hour. Some crazy fantasy. I have no idea. What do we got here? Nantucket Sleigh Rides. That's right. Eelgrass Press. It's certain stuff, you know, it's like if it's priced appropriately, I'm just going to go on it, you know. Horror, 100 Best Books. Forward by Ramsey Campbell, who's one of my personal favorites, so I'll definitely be checking out at least the forward, for sure. Mike Resnick, Will the Last Person to Leave the Planet Please Shut Off the Sun? Now that I'm thinking about this, I think I just bought this again by mistake. Not this one. I think this was old. This was the first time I bought it. I think I just bought a paperback of it. I'm not sure. Well, if you get Volume 1, you have to get Volume 2 if it's available. Women of Wonder, the contemporary years. So that runs from 1970s to the 1990s of science fiction. Written by women. Very cool. James Herbert's another personal favorite of mine for horror. I love The Fog. Definitely would recommend that. And this is a nice edition of The Ghosts of Sleeth. Is that how you say that? Sleeth. I don't know. And just sticking with the Herbert, Creed. There you go. Got some skulls on the back, but that's okay for $5. I'll let it slide. And a Donald A. Westlake. I was looking for a good mystery novel, and I thought this would fit the bill, but Smoke from Donald A. Westlake. The disappearing novel. So that's pretty cool. So there's a stack of books from Time Traveler's Books. All right, let's see what's next. Okay, so I busted into this one already. It was very heavy. This is a heavy package, so I know there's a lot in here. It was very well packaged. So if I can find the person that sent this to me, let me just double, triple check. No, maybe there's a packing slip with the eBay name on it, but I have this fanzine, Infinity 2. What is this? Is that what it's called? This is from 19... Let's see here. Infinity issue number 2. This issue is dedicated to Bernie Wrightson. Alright. Is this just a... So this is like, no, this is a mix of stuff. There's interviews. It's all sorts of great stuff. So, can't wait to dive into that. With a Frank Bruner cover, how can you go wrong? These Adventure House pieces, this is detective short stories. I might start picking up a bunch of these. I have wanted to get into the pulps a little heavier. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I have no idea. I mean, you don't find many young people who are interested in the pulps. Well, and maybe you don't find too many old people either at this point. But I'm doing it. I'm reading some pulp stories, seeing what it's all about, enjoying some stuff. And I think John Polizio just had this original cover up for auction on Whatnot. So maybe we'll see this in a new box. I'm not sure. But I'm checking out pulps. I'm checking out old detective stories. Okay, and then also a huge stack of High Adventures, all different ones. Very happy to have these in the collection. Just great classic pulp fiction and reviews and commentary. So definitely going to be eager to diving into this. Happy, happy, happy. All right, and here's a box from John Polizio on Whatnot. You know, a lot of classic books from him. 1947 hardcover. He Dared Not Look. I love this when I saw it. It's so minimal, but it's so cool. Okay, so after opening that heavy package, I think I'm going to make that a whole new video because there was this many comic books in there. It's a tease. I apologize. This is going to take its own video, and there's more right below this stack that I didn't even show off. All horror comics. So I think it might be a good video for the season. You know, we're getting into Halloween soon, so stay tuned for that one. I will get it out right away, so it's not going to be too much of a tease. But yeah, this is a stack. It's multiples, and it also breaks the rule of it's not my personal mail. So this is for the shop, mostly. A lot of it's going to go to CGC, and a lot of it will be, you know, up on the walls because it's horror stuff. So it's going to be good for Halloween time. and we'll be decorating soon. So stop by to look at our decorations and our new horror comics that we have at the shop. Right, this one's been here this whole time. I've been using it as sort of like my mark to make sure my shoulder is near it. So I didn't want to move it too much, but we've gotten down to these last few boxes and then one gigantic box down here. Might as well open this one. I'm fairly certain I know what's in here, so this should be pretty interesting. And we do get a lot of comic books in shoe boxes. I've gotten cards. A lot of 90s Marvel cards and stuff came in shoe boxes. So what could you be? Oh wait, it's shoes. Alright, I was searching for comic books on the eBay page, and I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling, and I'm scrolling, and there were these shoes. Alright? If you find me at a wedding in the next 6 months or so, I will be wearing these shoes. Or a funeral. If anyone dies, I'm wearing these shoes to your funeral. So, you know, just to brighten the mood a little bit. These are my wedding and funeral shoes from now on. Look how deluxe. I just couldn't. I couldn't. Were you expecting shoes? Let's cut to my feet. Alright everybody, it's Greg the Ghoul coming to you from within Phantasm Comics. It's another day. I've got my morning coffee. That's right, it's early bird time. It's always good to take a moment when you're enjoying your coffee. Let's leave this over here. Hopefully I don't forget that and you guys find it in the store years from now. We have 2 boxes on top of the table and 1 gigantic box below the table. This one is, these 2 are pretty heavy and they're filled with books, I know that for sure. And the one below the table here is very light, so I can only imagine what could be in there. But why don't we just start with this one over here, another book box. And we'll wrap this video up. It's certainly been long enough, I feel. But we had a lot of fun stuff, you know. I hope you guys enjoy. I mean, I like watching videos about people opening stuff up and just finding cool stuff. What's this? Locust, Roger Zelazny's tribute issue. I think this was a bonus book that was thrown in. It was right here on top. I nearly sliced through it with the blade, but really cool. We do have copies of Locust in the shop if anyone's interested in sci-fi and fantasy book reviews. Locust is the magazine that you'd want to read. It's been running for decades now. Excuse me. This one from 1995. This is volume 35, number 2. So this has been going on for quite some time. And if you find a new copy of this, it's a fantastic read for any sci-fi and fantasy book readers. Aha! What we got here? Okay. The Goblin Mirror. Just a cool looking fantasy book. Definitely going to check that out. Alright, let's stack it there carefully. And we have Geodesic Dreams, the best short fiction of Gardner Dozois. Dozois. I don't know how to say that guy's last name. But this, Gardner is famous for being an editor of, well, I shouldn't say he's famous for. I know him as an editor of tons of anthology books. So to find his short stories is interesting. I'd love to see what his short stories look like. I've read a bunch of his short stories in anthology books along with other people's work, so it should be interesting to see his stuff. And here's a Piers Anthony and Philip Jose Farmer collaboration, The Caterpillar's Question. I picked this up because of the Philip Jose Farmer angle on it. So, for the first time ever, a stunning collaboration by the 2 best-selling masters of fantasy and science fiction, of course. So, looking forward to that. This is the year's best fantasy and horror 5th annual collection by Ellen Datlow and Terry Windling. So I'm definitely going to have to try and pick these up. I didn't know that it was presented in such a gigantic hardcover. This is really nice and certainly will look good on the shelf. Collection includes stuff by Carl Edward Wagner, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. K.W. Jeter, Charles DeLint, so a lot of famous names. Very excited. This is from what year, though? Because it's the year's best. 1991, 92-ish. So there we go. Definitely gonna have to pick up more of these now that I know that they look so nice. I think this was purchased a while ago because I was definitely reading David Brin. I forget which novel it was, but this is Earth. David Brin, critically acclaimed. What's he do? The Postman? What was that? Something like that. Post-apocalyptic Postman. What was that one? So here it is, David Brin and a wild sci-fi novel. So, and yeah, it doesn't say what he's known for. Let me see. It would be back here. David Brin, The Postman. Yeah, which was made into a movie. So. All right, what do we got here? What's this? What are you? Get out there. Oh yeah. It's all very well put together. Okay, we have The Suiting, Kelly Wilde. Gritty, cynical, shocking, and an impressive debut by the writer, a writer to watch. Contents: 1. Custom-tailored nightmare. Open at your own risk. The Suiting. I don't know if any glare is on there, that's why I keep moving it. And last but not least, in this particular box is a Gene Wolfe, Castle of Days, a treasury of fiction and non-fiction by the master of the fantastic. There we go. Gene Wolfe, also a huge name in fantasy and science fiction. So there's that box. Let's just keep going. I know there's enough time. We're not cutting away. I know my camera didn't die, so let's do it. Did some media management last night, and we'll just wrap up these two boxes. Packing peanuts! Ugh. Here's the Steampunk Trilogy. This is Paul D. Filippo's Steampunk Trilogy. Is the literary equivalent of Max Ernst's collages of the 19th century, steel engravings, spooky, haunting, hilarious. That's from William Gibson. So check this out. What else is in here? We have Stephen Gallagher, October, great horror writer. I have a few of his other books, such as Valley of the Lights in hardcover, which is a fantastic looking book. Can't wait to dive into that. This is Future Crime, an anthology of the shape of crime to come. Sounds very cool. There we go. Future Crime, hardcover edition, including Robert Bloch, Orson Scott Card, Isaac Asimov, Terry Black, Harry Harrison. So, a ton of very notable names. And we're packing peanuts. Ugh. Look at this. Hey! Packing peanuts. They just, once they get in, you can't get them out. Painkiller, a novel of medical terror by Stephen Sproul. So that's super cool. Still got some packing peanuts in there. Definitely looking forward to that. These are all probably the $5 to $10 books. So most of them being $5 books. Robot Visions, Isaac Asimov, Prelude to Foundation. So I've read Foundation. So and his Foundation series. If you, I don't have Apple TV, but I've heard it's a fantastic show on Apple TV. All right, this is a Alan Dean Foster, the book 1 of The Damned, A Call to Arms. Looks pretty wild. There we go. Let's see here. Confronting the Damned. So this is Alan Dean Foster's famous for writing the Alien novel. Roger L. Di Silvestro, Living with the Reptiles. So, a voyage through time past and time future. Give it a try. I mean, when they're affordable like this in hardcover, I'm just going to pick them up because, you know, why not? This is, of course, you know, can't let book 1 If you got book 1, you can't let book 2 pass you by. Here's book 2 of The Damned, The False Mirror, Del Rey, published by Alan Dean Foster. So, looks very cool. Got a few more in this box, and then we're almost done. The Furies, Susie McKee Charnis. And like, I'll check these out. If some of these don't agree with me, I might end up putting these in the store. So you might see a few of these popping up in the shop, but not, most likely not. Oh wow. Let's see, packing peanuts. Gotta really work on this one. Still packing. The Black Body, a novel. H.C. Turk. There you go. Extraordinary chronicle of an 18th century witch, as Alba proves to her trusted servant that she is a soulless white witch. Very cool. So looking forward to that. Sounds fun. And last one in this box. I like this cover, but maybe this is not the sort of content. Let's see. This is Church Mouse, a novel of life by James Walmsley. I just like this cover. Not exactly sure. Looks interesting. Packing peanuts. And yes, that is it for this box. Alright folks, well here is the last box. It's gigantic, but very light, and they put all this ridiculous shit in here. Who packs a box like this? What is this? Like, this is worse than packing peanuts. Please, don't put your trash in someone's box. Let's just say that. This is not packing material. These are empty tube plastics and empty poster plastics. Like, just don't do that. Absolutely insane. What do we have packed away in here? VHS tapes. There we go. We got those. We'll put those there. Got those guys. No idea what this is. And then this epic. Okay. Did it. Got to the meat of the box, the juice, the tasty. Here it comes. This is it. Now we have tons of Marvel VHS tapes. I check them all for tape rot. I hope the person did that before they sent them out. But lots of fun stuff to play on the TV here. And these will all be for sale in the store. So I broke one of the rules. This is not all for me. But I showed it because I got them from the store. So there's a ton more. And sometimes I just go on stuff that's like a bundle. These were all available in one listing. I don't have to shop around. I don't have to piece together this collection. Here it is. And this is going to look pretty fantastic on the shelf after we price them and start playing them. The weirdest thing has started to occur. We have like a little box television, tube TV right here behind the camera with the VCR built in. I've started seeing people like touching it like it's a relic from the past, like they want to feel it and get some energy off of it. I've seen people taking selfies with the TV. I mean, I didn't think that they were so far removed from the everyday, but I guess they are. So it's very bizarre seeing people take selfies with that TV. So let me see. This feels like something in here. So let me open that up. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 probably close to 30 VHS tapes just arrived like that. So, very exciting. I have no idea what this is. I don't remember. Is this even something, or it feels like something. Ugh. Oh. Maybe there's more in this box. I should go dig around, because wow, this is a cool piece. This is definitely for me. So, actually been listening to this soundtrack on YouTube for quite a while now. So I was like, I purchased it and I was like, oh, I gotta listen to it before it arrives. But here we go. We have super cool Ultraman soundtrack on vinyl. Definitely cool. There we go. And let's see who's up next. A Yamato, the I Adore the Eternity of Love. This is a fantastic soundtrack. If you haven't listened to it, check it out on YouTube. The full soundtrack is up there. Love it. Let me see if there's something else in here, because there's, like, I guess maybe this is something, or was this, I don't know. People need to leave directions if they're going to make stuff this complicated. Is there anything in here? What is this? Is this just like, feels heavy, like there's something in the middle. Some like open on this end sort of thing. Yeah. I think it's just, it was meant for stiff. Look, there's something in here. Like, how am I supposed to know? Like, open this end would be helpful. Just the outrage. Go. I believe this is another wreck. What is this? Feels. I don't want to break it. Alright. Okay, we got it out. There was definitely something in the middle of that, so I'm glad we looked. This is a gift for my wife. So shh. Maybe she'll get it for Christmas. That's the toughest part about getting stuff early in the year, is like putting away. Land of Shadows Portfolio, 6 full color plates illustrated by Frank Sirocco. This is beautifully done. It's limited to 1,000. This is 330, and it is also signed by the man right there. And they are Lord of the Rings. Beautiful color prints of Lord of the Rings scenes or images. And my wife is definitely a fan, so she's going to get this at some point. Very cool. So there's that. Again, portfolios, like I told you, I'll pick them up when I see them if they're good price or something. I think they make really nice gifts too. It's just a really nice presentation, and these are oversized. These are huge. So, Land of Shadows, very cool, by Shawnez and Shawnez. So there you go. You can look for that name too. Keyword searching on eBay. Once you know what to look for, you might find some good stuff. I don't know if there's anything left in this box. I'm pretty sure it's just the rest of their trash that they put in the box. But that is it. We did it, everybody. The end of the mail for this week. I had just heard the mailman drop stuff off, so there could be more mail outside. Alright everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with me this morning and last evening, opening up the mail and having a good time. Just trying to put out some fun content and sharing what we're picking up here at Phantasm Comics for myself. Not too many comic books for the comic shop owner. Nope, a lot of books, a lot of fanzines, ton of VHS stuff. So hopefully you made it all the way to the end of this long video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like it, make sure you share it, or don't. I don't care. Okay. Everybody have a great evening, and I will catch you at the comic shop. Have a good one.